Where do I start? First things first, Michigan, hats off to them, beat us 30-27 at home. It was a tough loss. How do I feel as a Husker fan, a diehard Husker fan, if you will? It hurts, man. This one hurts a little bit because I felt like Nebraska had a chance to actually do something that they haven't done in 10 years, and that's beat a ranked opponent. I thought Nebraska coming into this game, I talked about how if we want to win this football game, we have to be the more physical team on the lines of scrimmage. God, that did not happen today, especially in the second half, man. It was painful, and I'll talk a little bit about this and throw some stats out there. Like I said, I want to say hats off to Michigan. They did what they needed to do, and the best player on Michigan's offense is Justice Haynes. I've said this all week long. This guy's a really good running back. They're going to give him the ball a shit ton of times, and they're not going to let Bryce Underwood try to throw the ball a ton. Obviously the true freshman there for Michigan at quarterback. He's an elite athlete. He might end up being a good quarterback down the road, but he's just a true freshman. We saw that with Dylan Raiola. Same thing applies, right? Last year. I thought the first half, Nebraska killed themselves on a couple plays. One, I was really upset at Matt Rule with that first drive not kicking the field goal. That shit bothers me. Why? Because we're not good enough to always go for it on 4th and 2, 4th and 3. Just take your points. We knew this game, and anybody with a brain knew that this game was going to be a very close game. Take your points there. It sucks. You got to kick a field goal. It's the opening drive. You're at home. I get all that. Just take the field goal. Second drive that we get, we miss a field goal that you should be making at the college level. I think it was like a 45-yarder or whatever. You got to make those in these types of games, right? So you screwed up there a little bit. Michigan got a little unlucky in the first half as well with they missed a guy wide open in the end zone. Another guy dropped it, halfback pass play. That kid missed that dude. That guy was so wide open. But, first half, outside of the two just mental lapses on defense, Nebraska's defense actually, and I was actually surprised, played pretty goddamn well. The Justice Haynes 75-yard touchdown run that you could have drove a truck through that hole, I don't know what happened there, but they gave up that big play, and then they gave up the Bryce Underwood 19-yard scamper for a touchdown, which kind of is mind-boggling to me. That's all he can do right now. Nothing against Bryce Underwood, like I just mentioned, but that's the only thing he could really do is run the ball. Nobody was spying him. It's just like we were playing man and nobody picked him up. I could have told you before that play happened they were going to run it with him. I know Nebraska and Matt Rule is smart enough to know that, so that one was kind of shocking to me. And then obviously everybody wants to talk about the Hail Mary catch. That's all great, but that's a lot of luck. Yes, great play by Barney catching that touchdown there and tying it up at halftime. And I'm thinking, okay, we got the momentum going into half here. And before halftime, I talked to my dad and I said second half adjustments. This is where I've been harping on Rule for his entirety here at Nebraska for 3 freaking years. You got to make some adjustments in the second half here because Michigan is a very well coached team. That's just how they are. Boy, that didn't happen. The second half, they went out and rushed the ball for over 230 yards on us. That was painful. They finished, by the way, guys, get this. This is just mind-blowing to me. They had 286 yards rushing on 33 attempts. Do you have any idea what yards per carry is on that? 8.7. Holy shit. I said it all week. We had to be the more physical team. It did not happen, especially on the front line, on the front four. And there were times where we could have gotten off the field and we have the guy there to make the tackle, maybe 2 guys there on a 3rd and 3, we have him wrapped up and then we just arm tackle and the guy gets 7 yards and they extend the drive. Like we saw so many missed tackles. I don't know if Nebraska's defense was tired, but my God, man, you got to make those plays. Good teams make those plays. That's the deciding thing between an average team and a good team. And we need to get over that hump, right? We're an average team. You got to make those plays and get off the field there and give your offense a chance. On the flip side, Michigan's defense, I've had a lot of people ask me this, like they're a good defense this year. They're not the Michigan of 2023 or even last year, to be honest with you. They're a good defense. I got some good players on there, obviously, and they're well coached. But we were moving the ball. The problem is, I've said this the entire game today. I was screaming at the TV. I'm like, why can't we block for Dylan? And then the other half of the sacks that he took, which I think he took 7 or 8, the other half, he's holding the ball for 5 or 6 seconds. This isn't a can of corn like Houston Christian or Akron the past couple of weeks. That's why I don't even like playing those games because Dylan got used to holding the ball back there. I got all day. I can make a sandwich. Yeah, look, man, you can't do that against Michigan. You're going to have to take your 3-step drop, Make your reads and get rid of the ball quickly. Whether that's throwing it out of bounds to live to see another day, so be it. So part of that is on him as well. You got to be better there, man. You got to. In Nebraska's offensive line, I am not impressed with. In the running game, guys, I said we had to be able to run the ball close to 100 yards today. It didn't even come close. You know what we finished with total rushing yards? Now the sacks obviously are included into that in college football. 43 rushing yards. That is pitiful. This is the Huskers we're talking about here. I'll leave it at that. I won't say any more before I start cussing because that was embarrassing. We got outrushed in this game, 286-43. I'll leave it there. Turnovers. They had one. We had one. I can live with that. It was a bad pass by Dillon in the first half. It is what it is. I'll live with it. One thing I thought we did very well today, a couple things actually. I thought the special teams played very well outside of the missed field goal. They didn't give up any big returns. The punter from Australia, I can't think of the kid's name. Great story. He punted well. He had some really nice punts today, and I can live with that. The other thing I was most impressed with, just like against Cincinnati, was only 3 penalties for 9 yards. I mean, we didn't shoot ourselves in the foot there. I was very impressed. Nebraska, historically, the past couple of seasons has been terrible about penalties. Usually one of the higher penalized teams in the Big Ten. They've done a great job there, so I'll give credit where credit is due on something like that. But overall, man, the physicality up front we really lack on defense and up front on the offensive line, guys. That's where this game came down to, and it was painful because I had, not to toot my own horn, but I was saying it all week to friends and family were asking me, and I said we got to win the lines of scrimmage, got to, even if it's a stalemate. I think we have the better quarterback as far as throwing the football, which we do in Dylan Raiola. But man, we got to shut down Justice Haynes, dude. That kid, I watched him at Alabama. He's a hell of a back. He's tough. In Michigan, they did exactly what I thought they were going to do, and I know Matt Rule and that staff knew that too. John Butler, all those guys. Like, it just sucks. This is a painful loss for me. Like I said, I was really hoping today, guys, just probably like you guys are, that are Nebraska fans like me. You've been around a while. You really wanted to see a win over a ranked team and get to 4-0 and go into this bye week and start preparing for some Big Ten opponents. And here's the thing. I'm not going to act like our season is lost. I don't think anybody can do that. I will give a lot of props out to Husker Nation today, being at the game. It looked like it was loud there. That's awesome. That's one thing I love about Nebraska fans. They're great. They travel well, even though it was at home. Still, they were loud as shit today. They kept us in that game at certain points in that game. I believe that. But the whole season's still in front of us yet. It's one loss to Michigan. I picked Nebraska to lose this game. They got a lot of games here coming up, all winnable games. Nebraska is going to be favored in every single game going forward up until Penn State. Maybe up until the very end of the year outside of the Penn State game, potentially Iowa. So Nebraska's got a chance here to do something. Like I said, I'm not on here trying to shit on them. Some things better get corrected going forward. I don't know if Nebraska can just change your physicality level just like that, but they're going to have to play much better, learn how to tackle in the secondary and at the linebacker position, and then they're going to have to start generating some pressure as well up front. Thought they got pushed out of the way in the second half. So that was pretty much the story of this game. If you guys look at the stat line, like I told you, dude, getting outrushed 286-43 just isn't going to cut it. Nobody wins those games, especially when you're the team with 43 yards. And we hung around in this one for a while, With that being said, guys, I appreciate you guys watching this, and that's a tough one.